Hey, what's up, everyone? We are back. I probably should have got some water because it's a lot of talking and hard work going on in here. Uh, but we must, the show must forge on. Or no, the show must carry on. I don't know how I just botched like the easiest joke ever or saying. Anyways, that's why I designed because I'm not a comedian. Um, so I think now's probably important time to note that right here our layers are very important, and it's really really important to stay organized so you know what you're doing after you save and you come back. So I'm gonna go ahead and name this logo text so that visually when I look over here I know what I'm looking at. I just trust me, it's just gonna be so helpful if you have something you've been working on for say 2 weeks and you got 300 layers in here. Man, all right. So this button here, this is the create new layer button. This is your friend. You click that, you got a new layer to do whatever you want. So I'm gonna drag this guy underneath this guy because what we want to do is we want to make like a background for this thing to sit in. Like it's a good start, but it's like the minimalist look is it's not gonna work for this because it's just too edgy. If it was like real clean logo and then just black and white, you're like, okay, but we added color. It's got all these cool points and curves going on. You're like, I want more. Give me more. So we're gonna give them more. We gotta give the people what they want. So I'm not a freehand artist and illustrator per se. I can only design using the power of a computer. But for those people that actually know how to draw, I'm going to show you the coolest tool in Illustrator for drawing. This is called the Blob Brush. And the reason why they call it the Blob Brush is because when you draw with it, be mindful of what's here because this is actually what we're going to be drawing. And this other palette, this is the stroke. This is what is going to be around what is here. So let me just show you what the stroke does real quick. I'm going to click on this guy. His color is black, and his stroke, this red line, actually means transparent. That means see-through or nothing. So if I click in here and I say I want the stroke to be orange, now it's orange, but you're like, where is it? I don't see any orange. Well, yeah, it's there. It's just, it's really tiny. So, that would bring us to the stroke menu. It says the weight of this stroke is 1 pixel. If we crank this to 14, that's a heavy stroke. So you just kind of balance it, see what looks tasteful, what's elegant. Personally, I think we're winning without it. So we're going to go ahead and drop that kid off real quick. And then slide this guy a few over. Just the spacing on that guy was just bugging me because everything's so closely welded together. And I'm actually thinking to really do the job correct, we're going to have to take a slice out of the L. I mean, yeah, must be done. So select these two guys, bring our shape builder tool. We're going to go ahead and marry these two people, and then we're going to divorce them. Now that's a logo. Alright, so back to the blob brush for all my talented individuals. I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna click, draw. See, it doesn't seem like anything special really happened there, but let me show you the difference where as if you drew with the paintbrush. Click, and I'm gonna draw, and you're like, okay, so it's thicker, it's bigger, big deal. Can't you make the brush fatter? Well, yeah, I think I can. You're like, okay, so what's the difference? Well, Remember when I was showing you about the Command Y thing? And you see the outlines for the path. Like when clicked on this, we had the ability to click that and drag it and pull it out, and we got it filled in and whatever. Well, look what's going on here. We have a path for this blob tool. There's no path for this stroke, even though this one is quite considerably thicker than this one is, right? You see that? So the advantages of that is that if I needed to, say, fill in a square area right here, now I have this square area filled in, but I just have all these like individual lines that are building up crazy amount of layers inside of my document. So I'm going to select these guys. I'm going to go ahead and bring them to the wayside. See how many layers I just killed? Now with the blob brush, it's beautiful because if I go ahead and reselect my path and I keep drawing, see, I just drew more onto that path. It just like opened it up. You see? So like this is nice because then I could like, I mean, you could like, because I can't draw like anything, but something really cool could be drawn, and then in one click of a button all of the color be changed to that color because it's all one shape. Alright, let me try to make this real life for you. I'm going to delete all this. On this layer, I'm going to go back to the blob brush. I want to make my blob big enough to be taken serious. And I'm going to draw, I guess, like a cloudlet kind of like pattern behind. Oh, that's weird. I shouldn't even had any color according to that. I'm going to draw like this cloudlet behind there. Oh, right. So the blob brush, it is all stroke. And I think for programming reasons, they had to do that. And that's why it could rejoin and make that same outline, which is considered a stroke, essentially. So yeah, go ahead and change the stroke color. And there we go. That's the effect I was looking for. But look, I think if I change to this stroke, it actually changes how big my blob brush is. So, wow, just that blue dot right there. It's I like it. I want to keep working with it. Let's see what else I can do. Go back to my blob brush. Maybe do like a smaller, slightly different shade of blue. Should I go darker or lighter? Darker? Lighter? Alright. Okay, go lighter. I'm almost slightly positive that's like the same color. Or not. Yeah, it's the same color. Alright, that's a sign from God saying just stay away from all of that. So I'm gonna try to make something that looks like a cloud, even though I can't draw very well. So now we're all beginning and learning here. It's a shared experience. So I'm going to take this layer here and I'm going to move it down underneath my logo. And now I have like the shape for my logo. So I'm gonna say that my logo is it's a water company, and our symbol is like the water cloud. Yep. So let me think. What else would you need to know in Illustrator to make a logo? Oh, so this is the gradient tool, and this comes in handy a lot. I'll show you how useful it is just to make things that are relatively elementary complex. So I have my shape here. These are both on transparent, meaning none, and you could see through it. So I'm going to fill this color with my blue just so that we can see it. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on my gradient tool and then click on my object, and you see I got a slider that's going from white to black, and I can click on this slider, and you're seeing that here it's live. Whatever I do to it, it then updates. Notice how I have this same icon here as here. This is going to be my options. My type, linear works for square things. For circular or round things, I like to use radial. In real life, things that have light on them tend to be like lighter at the source of the light, and then they fall off to a darker color that is usually the same shade. And so I'll just give you a quick example of that. Yeah, I just brought the light. I'm moving the light around, essentially, is what the effect I'm giving off. And if I take this gradient and I slide it back, I'm giving it a bigger fall off, essentially. So yeah, when I have this tool selected, if I click and I drag, that's how big the circle is gonna, the circumference, the radius of my gradient is gonna be. So yeah, very cool tool to use. Oh, if you want to make another point, just click somewhere on the tool, and then you'll make another point. If you double click on it, then you have the ability to change the color. Get your color options here. Pretty neat. And when you click off it to your other tool, then you're left with whatever you finished making. And in our case, we got, looks like a weird something that didn't make it to the Mario Brothers game. We'll just delete it. Yeah, I'm happy with this logo. I think it's cool. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. If I think of anything else, I'll record another tutorial. Peace.